back block, and that's
The guy that throws his body around.
Mike Drop Sports. Steel City Live.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Steel City Live here on Mike Drop Sports. We appreciate you for diving in here with us today. Thank you for joining us. What's up, Tom Fords? Good to see you, man, in the chat. Make sure you're hitting that like button, sharing, subscribing, all that good stuff as we dive into the show here. And we are going to dive into a little bit of a matchup between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Los Angeles Chargers in prime time, as the Chargers have a 3-0 record thus far here this season in 2025 in prime time football. They are undefeated, and yeah, they're going to be a stiff challenge. They got some issues. We're going to go over them. The Steelers have some issues. We're going to go over them. But we're going to dive into this head-to-head matchup. I wanted to go into a more of a dissecting way that I dissect the games and break down player to player. An hour's not going to be enough for that. So we're going to go through their players more than anything and dissect them and kind of tell you where the Pittsburgh Steelers can counteract or take advantage of this Chargers football team here in prime time on Sunday Night Football. But we'll see. It should be a good matchup, and you should like, I think, the outcome of this matchup. I think this matchup has Steelers written all over it, in my opinion. But again, we'll dissect that. And what's up, Daniel Warman? Good to see you, man. But we will dissect this as the nation, the national betting odds, the national everything. Everyone picking these games. Everybody that's a football guru gives a win probability of 58% to the Chargers and 42% to the Steelers, which a team going out onto the road actually probably really isn't that horrible if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers. So they're expecting the Steelers to travel well. You're automatically probably, if you're a decent football team, going to get that home advantage. No doubt about it, no matter who you're going to play, if you're the Steelers or any team for that matter. And especially when you're looking at the Chargers right now, it's definitely a football team that definitely is sitting in a spot to where they can still win this division. The Broncos 8-2 right now. They lead the division. The Chiefs sit third at 5-4, and then you have the Chargers sandwiched in the middle at 6-3. You have the 5-3 Pittsburgh Steelers coming in to face them. The Steelers leading the AFC North. You look at the Steelers. You look at this game for the Chargers and the Steelers both, and this is a truly meaningful game for both teams. Not only both teams just head to head, but this means a lot in terms of the conference seeding and things of that nature. And I know it's early. I know it's week 10. I get that, but it's never too early to start thinking about those things because those types of wins against quality AFC division or conference opponents come into play late in the year. And that has to be taken into consideration here right now. This tonight, we're going to dive into that. And tomorrow night, it's going to be really, really big. What's up, Grant? What's up, Jay? What's up? Just heard Bang Bang Steeler Gang. He's not here yet. I don't see him yet. But yeah, you'll probably be hearing him banging it up. Bang Bang Steeler ganging it. But yeah, he'll probably be diving in here soon. But what's up with you, man? Good to see you. Glad you have your notification bell on. That means you guys are ready to go. But we're going to dive in again. The Chargers got a bunch of injuries in terms of their offensive line. But you look at their defense and you say to yourself, the Steelers are going to have to really account for some players there also. Henley, the linebacker. You got Tony Jefferson, the safety. You got the edge rusher from Baltimore that came from Baltimore that's now with the Chargers. 12 pressures, 4 sacks. Owe is how I would say it. Owe. I don't know how to pronounce his damn name. But you know who I'm talking about when I talk about their edge rusher with 4 sacks, 12 pressures, and Adafe Owe. But yeah, I'll never say his name right. So guys, forgive me already. Big Mike in the house. Pittsburgh can be Sharks. Chargers online gonna fold. I'm hoping, man, or he meant O line. Sorry, man. But yeah, I think their O line definitely in trouble, and let's start there with the Chargers. Mike brings us right into the first place that I wanted to go when you're talking about this Chargers deep or talking about this Chargers offense. Joe Alt, all pro, everything out for the season. What a great pick whenever Harbaugh come into the fold first year, taking that left tackle and Alt. I thought that that was the best thing he could ever did. But Alt injured with an ankle, out for the year. Done. Alt not in the conversation now, won't be in the conversation later. But you also have a guy named Bobby Hart who is now out due to injury this week. But they have some other guys that can fill in those areas. You got Trey Pipkins. You got Jamry Slyer or Sailor and Austin DeCullis. And you also have Trevor Penning, who's also an option for them that can play both sides, right and left tackle, has experience in both. So they do have some options there, but they're not going to be their starting guys. They're going to be guys that are new, guys that aren't comfortable in terms of what's going on with that system. So you're going to be looking for a way to cause discomfort. And that's, I think, something that's going to play into the hands of the Pittsburgh Steelers. And we'll get back to that in 1 second. Hold on 1 second here. Got a super chat coming in from our man JD. Let's get the goal of 10. Go Steelers. Thank you, JD. Let's do that. Yes, that'd be pretty awesome. I set that goal. I do that every once in a while just for something to do. I mean, I don't expect everything from you guys like that, but I just do that sometimes just to have something cool to mess around with, something to work towards. But yes, thank you, JD. Kicks off our goal of super chats here for tonight. JD, the first super chat of the night. Thank you, thank you, thank you, JD. Daniel, Barry, Sports, Highlights. Happy Saturday. What's up, everyone? Good to see you, Daniel, Barry, Tom Ford. Why did Trey Solomon get elevated from the practice? Trey Sermon, he means, from the practice squad to the 53. Was someone injured? You'll see them mess around with things sometimes, Tom, in terms of the roster. Sometimes they'll carry more running backs. Sometimes they'll carry an extra wide receiver. It just depends. And we'll dive into this also. Trey was activated, I believe, last week also. But we'll dive into exactly what I think this offense should dive into this week and where I think the players that should be really ready to roll and players that should be of emphasis. It's not Aaron Rodgers and his arm in the pass game. It's that run game of the Pittsburgh Steelers. And we'll talk about that. And that's what the thumbnail was about tonight here for the show. Kenneth Gainwell and Jaylen Warren. But when we talk about that Chargers offensive line, that's where Watt, Herbig, Highsmith, those guys got to eat. Possibly Sawyer. Those guys got to eat, man. And that's why I think the Steelers made an excellent decision in starting to play the defensive schematically the way that they were starting to play it with that zone, keeping things in front of them, allowing guys to tee off in the front end, stacking, and allowing guys to follow the run, dedicating somebody to the run. You look at the run right now, Hampton, Harris, both out. They do have Kamani Vidal. He's 66 carries, 309 yards, 1 touchdown, averaging 4.7 yards per carry so far in his limited action with the Chargers. So you look at the Chargers offensive line, you look at the run game, the running back. Yeah, he's okay. He can get things done, but he's not no world beater in there. And that's where the Steelers really got to take advantage and slow things down. And I understand Justin Herbert is a beast in the pass game. We're going to go over that. He is a beast. But when you make teams one dimensional, you look at Daniel Jones last week. What did he have to do? Throw the ball 50 times or something? You look at the Browns game where they made Dylan Gabriel throw the ball 50 times. Those are their best games. I don't care if they pass all day, but what are they? One dimensional. What did they do against the Indianapolis Colts last week? They shut down Jonathan Taylor. He did nothing. Jonathan Taylor did jack shit. The Steelers dominated Jonathan Taylor, who is the league's best running back. The league's best running back. I got to emphasize that, guys, because the Steelers defense who's been reeling in the secondary, definitely deserves credit for shutting down the league's best guy. And Jonathan Taylor took a seat last week, and they weren't just putting him down, they just weren't stopping him. They were jacking his ass up. So I really got to give it to the Pittsburgh Steelers there. And then you got to say to yourself this week, got to take advantage of that again. Got to be real cognizant of not allowing them to be a two-dimensional offense. You need to make them a one-dimensional offense to throw the football. Yes, they have some targets. Lad McConkey, big-time receiver for them. He has 47 catches, 524 yards and 3 touchdowns. He's averaging a little over 11 yards per catch. And then you look, guy coming back into the fold for the Chargers, Keenan Allen. 520 yards on 50 catches for Keenan. So he is right back in there, guys. He is right back in where he let off as the head guy for the Chargers not too long ago. He also has 4 touchdowns to his name, and he is averaging 10.4 yards per catch. Starting to see a theme here with Justin Herbert and his wide receivers. 11 yards a catch, 10 yards a catch. And these aren't guys that have 20 catches. These guys are his top targets. That is very interesting, guys. That tells you that they don't mind getting the ball down the field on a consistent basis. That tells you that Justin Herbert isn't afraid to throw across the middle of the field deep to intermediate. So you also look at a guy that I really wanted for the Steelers, man. I loved Quentin Johnston, a guy coming out of college I thought would have really been somebody that could help the Steelers. I was praying, man. I liked him for some reason. I don't know why. I just really did. But 32 catches, 462 or 450 or wait, 460 yards. Sorry, guys. I had that wrote down a little scribble there. But he also has this 6 touchdowns to Johnston's name right now. He's averaging 14.4 yards per catch. So you have a trio of wide receivers there at Justin Herbert's disposal that likes to get down the field, guys. They all average 10 plus yards a catch. 10 plus yards. That is really, really good. That is really good. So that's telling me something else about them, too, that they are able to find the holes in the defense. They are able to sit down. They are able to drag across the field and continue to keep in front of Justin Herbert, allow his eyes to stay down the field in order for him to complete those difficult passes sometimes when he's outside of the pocket. And that's why the Steelers can't allow him to get outside, can't allow him to climb the ladder. I would prefer him to climb the ladder up into the hands of that defensive line group for the Steelers, because I think they can apply some pressure there. I would prefer, though, him on his ass. That's what I would prefer. I don't want him to get out there and have time to be able to sling it down the field with a big, big arm, man. Justin Herbert, athletic, big arm, big guy, can do it all. Really, really nice, nice, nice quarterback, man. Young. He is a true franchise guy right now for the Chargers, and it's definitely showing. But then you also have something to worry about that the Steelers have struggled with. And you look at last week against the Colts, they gave up 2 100-yard pass catchers. 2 100-yard guys, plus another guy chipping in there doing some damage too. But you look at the tight end now, and this is Gadsden. This guy's coming on. I think he's a pretty good player, man. I know he only has 2 touchdowns so far this year. Or Rondé Gadsden, 32 catches, 453 yards, 2 touchdowns. But here is another one, 14.2 yards per catch. They like to get the ball down the field, guys. I keep saying that. But I think that that could play into the Steelers' hand a little bit, keeping everything in front of them and allowing everything to get pushed back into Justin Herbert's lap a little bit. But I am afraid that the Steelers are going to have to mix things up here a little bit in terms of that zone can't be so soft. They're going to have to play a lot of combination type stuff against the Chargers. They're going to have some areas of high emphasis to where they're going to have to play some press man and put some people out on an island, but yet they're going to have some of that zone in order to continue to cover up some of the deficiencies of that secondary. So you're going to have to see a lot of combination coverages, in my opinion, in order for them to be successful. They can't sell out playing press man everywhere. and they can't just sell out playing soft zone everywhere because Justin Herbert's going to pick them apart because then he can just let it go, man, and let them get yards after catch. Dink, 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 dink. And it'll be a bad, bad day. That's how they'll neutralize the pass rush. And even if you neutralize the run game, it won't matter because they will have neutralized your greatest asset if Justin Herbert is able to pick apart a really super soft zone. So the Steelers are going to have to come out, figure out where the play is having its emphasis, the emphasis of the play. Where are they trying to go? Where are the key players in this situation, in these formations? And they're going to have to do a lot of film study this week. They should have done a lot of really tough film study because they are going to need to know where they got to key up and start to delay things for Justin Herbert inside of his brain to where you are playing some of that press man. You're getting up there, you're jamming people, you're creating that delay, allowing Watt and company to get back to the quarterback. So this is going to be a very difficult task for the Chargers. Yes, I think the Steelers will be able to control the run game. I think that won't be the difficult part. I think the pass game is going to be a problem considering he has 4 quality targets right there, guys, all averaging 10 plus yards a catch, some almost 15 yards a catch. And I think these guys are young, athletic, except for Keenan Allen. He's a little bit older, but he's still got it. He can still get it done at a high level. But you look at Justin Herbert so far this year, 2,390 yards through 9 games, 220 completions on 325 attempts. He is 67.7 completion rate, 7.4 average on his passes, averaging 265.6 yards per game, 18 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. That could be another thing that plays into the Steelers' hands. And he's been sacked. Listen to this, guys. Daniel Jones was only sacked 3 times or 9 times prior to coming into Pittsburgh last week. Justin Herbert through this is going into week 10 has been sacked 28 times. That's where you gotta put Herbert on his back, man. That's where it's got to be. You got to take advantage of that. Let's catch up in the chat as we went over some of their offensive woes, some of the Steelers' ability to be able to get through defensively. But let's get through here and talk to some of our Mike Drop family. AWOL Bang Bang Steeler gang in the building. What's up, man? Mark Malone in the house. They elevated. Hold on, both practice squad running backs last week. Yes, I thought so too, Mark. Yes, special teams, and that's what I was trying to tell Tom. Every week has a different feel, a different need on why you would add certain players. You look at the departure of Miles Killebrew with that season-ending injury, and he's a special teams captain, and you're looking at how do you replace a guy that plays all the special teams. This is what you do. You activate different players, you slide different players around, and they're still trying to figure that out on a consistent basis inside of the Steelers building. What's up, Roberta Campbell? Good to see you, man. Uh, like, share, hype, subscribe if you're not already. I don't know what your hell you're waiting for. This is the place to be right here at Mike Drop Sports. Have your voice heard each and every day when we go live. We definitely want to see you guys each and every day. Is MVS playing Sunday? I heard he was. I don't know yet. I'll go through all the actives and all the inactives Sunday tomorrow before the game. I did invite our old friend Sean. We have only had him on, I think, once or twice so far this season. So we want to get Sean on. It's a perfect opportunity for a night game. So I did send him a text. If he's available, I'll be able to bullshit back and forth with Sean, and we'll be able to have a lot of fun in the chat with you guys. So we will announce all inactives, actives before the game tomorrow. I hate to do it early. I don't know why. I always like to do that Sunday before the game or whenever the game. I like to do that game day. That way I know definitively who's going to be out there on the field, who's not. I don't want to speculate. I'm just ready to go. Black Magic, what's up, man? Yeah, 28 times. 28 times, man. It is absolutely crazy. JD coming in with his second super chat of the night here on Steel City Live. Thank you to JD helping us reach our 10 super chat goal. Over under 5 sacks for the Steelers. That's from JD. I'm going to say 5. I'm going to say under. I say they'll get to him, but I don't know if it's going to be 5. I think they'll get to him several times, but I'm not sure if it'll be over five. I think five would be fabulous. If they sack Justin Herbert five times on Sunday night, I think that that would be absolutely perfect and it would shut down the Chargers and what they want to do offensively. And I say this why? If the Steelers do what I want them to do offensively, I think they can take over the game because I think another factor here to eliminate Justin Herbert is running the football effectively with Kenneth Gainwell and Jaylen Warren. I think that that is an absolute necessity. And not to mention, you have Caleb Johnson also, that if those guys get overworked in the pass game and the run game, since there are both versatile targets in both dimensions of the offense, you can bring Caleb Johnson in there and allow him to tote the ball, tote the rock a couple times, and give those guys a little bit of a break. So definitely we'll see how that all goes and see who the actives, inactives are, all that stuff. But that's what I want the Steelers to do Sunday is run the ball effectively. And I think by the end of the game, if they can start out running the ball effectively, I think you'll start to see the pass opening up. And I thought you started to see some of that. What's up, Challenger? There will be more Steelers fans at this game on the West Coast than there are Packers was at the Packers game. I hope, man. I hope. But also, good to see you, man. Um, you started to see something last week. Darnell Washington did get involved, right? He had a big drive, I thought. He had moments. Yeah, he could have had more, but you started to see something. Pat Fryermuth scored the football, found a soft spot, turned the right way, understood the defender, got into the end zone, all that fun shit, right? But you started to see this tight end room start to peek its head a little bit more. More of them getting involved, peeking around. And that's going to be a real dependent thing here on this run game. If they really start to get that run game cranking, guys, I think that that tight end room can start to be a deadly weapon for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Challenger also says, aren't some of the Chargers offensive linemen out? Yeah, we just went over that. They got some guys that they can replace. But Joe Alt out for the season. Bobby Hart is also out due to injury. And they are going to be reeling, guys. They are going to be reeling whenever it comes to the offensive line. And I'm not saying those guys, like I said, Trevor Penning is a guy that they got that's an option now, play both sides. I'm not going to say he's going to suck and get dog walked. But perhaps the Steelers can take advantage of inexperience. AWOL says, I saw MVS highlights when he was in New Orleans. He was a beast, but he dropped a touchdown pass in Kansas City and lost them the game. But everybody ain't perfect. Shit happens. You're going to drop balls, man. And big moment balls, when you drop them in big moments, those are emphasized. Those are exaggerated, you know? And it's tough. But MVS definitely, yeah, he could do some things in New Orleans, but he only played 8 games there last year, guys. We got to put it in perspective. 8 games, 20 catches, uh, but he was starting to catch fire here and there, so we'll give him that. Black Magic says over. He says 6 sacks. Yeah, I knew a few guys that are Steelers fans going to the game. Yeah, extra black here on the channel. A gentleman that's always in the chat here talking football with us. He says he is going to be at that game. Again, be safe out there, extra black. Have a good time, buddy. Tom Ford, let's get back to Tom. He says, I want the Steelers to sack Justin Herbert over 5 times, but I don't want him to get hurt because he's my fantasy quarterback. Yeah, they got too many rules to protect these guys. They ain't going to be teeing off on them like you think. So I think you'll be safe, Tom. Roberta Campbell, I'm just glad the Steelers are on Sunday night, not Monday night. I have YouTube TV. I currently can't get any Disney-owned channels. I hope they settle it before the Steelers play on a Monday. Oh, man, Roberta. Damn, that's terrible. I hope they do too. With the lack of O-line depth, good to see the Chargers utilizing a short passing game. Uh, I mean, that's what I think they're going to try to do because you saw what the Steelers did against the Colts. They laid back in a soft zone. They teed up, played a 4-3 stack on the front end. They had somebody dedicated to the run game going after Jonathan Taylor, and they went after the quarterback to try to create turnovers. That was their game plan, to be simplistic about it. So you look at what you think Justin Herbert and those receivers are going to be able to do is dink and dunk it down the field and get yards after catch. Again, They like to push the ball down the field, but if the Steelers head back into that soft zone coverage, I look for them to throw the football in front of them and let those wide receivers run wild, that tight end run wild. Maybe perhaps the running back out of the backfield run wild. So you got to really be cognizant of that. That's why I said perhaps the Steelers need to play a lot of combination type stuff, a lot of press man maybe out on the edges, allowing some of them delays on those pass patterns, allowing some of those guys to get forward a little bit. And yeah, we can dive into the real crazy parts of the schematics, but literally just simply, guys, you're going to have to play some basic combination type coverages and put pressure on Justin Herbert. That's what you got to do. Mike said, so they should hit the hard pin, the ear. Oh, they should hit them hard, pin their ears back. Steelers defense can dictate this game early. And they have to. They have to. They have to have another performance like they had against the Colts at Acrisure Stadium. Peyton Wilson is starting to ball out. I think he had moments last year too. I don't think this is new for Peyton Wilson in my eyes. I think the talent has been there. I just think you're starting to see it now on a more consistent basis, and that's when you start to really notice players at the NFL level is when they are consistently able to do things as opposed to just a splash here or there. Willie, grow it. 61-81. Calvin Austin, anytime Tutty feels good. Chargers, great against tight ends. Hope we get the W. I think you should take a Jaylen Warren and a Kenneth Gainwell anytime touchdown tomorrow, guys. That's what I think you should take tomorrow. I think that would be a safe bet. If you want to build a parlay, I suggest you do it this way if you can. If you can do it this way. I don't know. I don't do these bets. If you can build it where you have Jaylen Warren, Kenneth Gainwell, anytime touchdown scores, and a Calvin Austin, anytime touchdown scorer. I think the odds would be pretty crazy, and it would probably be a safe bet that could win. I think that's a realistic bet that could win. He's all right. Extra black's cool, man. Daniel Warman, I can see TJ getting at least 2 sacks. Slay better have a good game. If he doesn't, it's going to be a long night. Yeah, Darius Slay is going to be a key to this. And I think if you're Mike Tomlin and Terrell Austin, I don't think you can wait. I don't think if you start to see Slay getting beat up out there, if he's starting out on the edge, you got to move Eccles out. I mean, the minute it starts to be bad. You got to get Eccles out there. You can't allow it to be a waterfall, a flood. You can't allow it to be a continual thing that happens all night. You got to get Eccles out there. You got to allow Jalen Ramsey at times to get in the box, maybe guard some of those tight ends, keep some of that stuff at bay. But also, you're going to need Ramsey out on some of the wide receivers. So you're going to really have to play this formationally and divvy up your men and really try to get the correct matchups here. And again, you're gonna have to play a lot of combination type stuff, man, and see how that all goes. But playing combination defense is a little bit rough, if you ask me, because sometimes you're getting confused. You know what I mean? Yeah, you got your guys that are manned up, you know that, but those guys coming through your zone, sometimes I feel like that confuses football players because not because they don't know what they're doing, but because the action comes in front of their face, things start to become chaotic, and now they're biting on the wrong things and not recognizing and reading their zone correctly, I think, at times. So I don't think it's per se the guy that's getting the man-to-man matchup that he's confused. I just think that action, that chaos that starts to happen in their zones when they're coming through, I think sometimes just confuses them. They bite the wrong way. They don't read their zone right, and I think it's more prone to mistakes at times. I think it's easy way to pick people and things of that nature legally. You're not allowed to pick as a wide receiver, but I think you can do it legally. A little bit easier in those types of formations schematically. Steelers on primetime football tomorrow. Here we go. Steelers country, 6-time Super Bowl champion, 6 rings, no cheating. That's from Devin Burkett. What's up, man? Challenger says, I hate night games myself, although it's better losing sleep when they win. Amen, man. I'm not a big fan of night games either. AWOL, bang, bang. I can't wait to see Aaron Rodgers run a touchdown in. He tried last week, man. His old ass was like, I ain't put my shoulder down. He could have had it if he was like a Big Ben in his prime, you know. He would have buried his shoulder down and got in there. Black Magic. What do we offer Asante Samuels when he comes to visit on Wednesday? I don't know, man. I got mixed feelings on him. We went over that a lot. I don't know if you was in the chat, Black Magic, if you saw or heard a lot of what I was talking about the spinal fusion surgery, some of the ramifications that I believe could be a possibility of that surgery. You know, some of the ramifications long term. Maybe some of the cognitive defects in terms of having not played football for a long time, in terms of some of the physical defects that from not playing football for a long time, the twitchiness, the reaction time, you know, so much shit. And plus, too, I'm so worried about that fusion surgery when it comes to being hit or delivering hits. Devin Burkett, I prefer primetime or 4 p.m. games. No reason the premier franchise in all of sports, let alone NFL, should be playing at 1 p.m. Greatest franchise in all of sports should always be on the game of the week. Yeah, I mean that ain't gonna happen. I don't want them always on the game a week, Devin. I don't want to watch games at 8 o'clock every night. It's too hard to get up in the morning when I'm up till midnight watching football games. But yeah, it is what it is. But my favorite Devin is this 4:25 kick. Perfect, man. Done about 8 o'clock. Finished up. Perfect, man. Perfect. Also, guys, we did make our decision. I will be taking the kids, and we will be at the Miami game on Monday, December 15th. That is a prime time Monday night matchup against the Miami Dolphins for your Pittsburgh Steelers. So if you see us down there, give us a holler and say what's up, man. I would love to get some pictures with you guys to post on our page of people that watch Mic Drop. I think that would be really fun. So we will be there that night. So make sure you check us out. We will definitely be down there for sure. I think he will go to Buffalo. That's from AWOL. AWOL thinks that he'll go to Buffalo. Hey, Buffalo. Hey, Buffalo. Yeah, it seems we get lost a lot of times when receivers go in motion. Do you think our defense has done anything as far as communication on motions? I mean, yeah, they have to work on it. It's an NFL offense, you know, our defense, you know, they have to be doing that. But I think you're right. I think there is confusion, and I think there is communication issues at times. You had your quarterback in the secondary and Deshaun Elliott back there. He was calling plays. He was lining people up. He was doing those things. Now you need to lean on a veteran like Jalen Ramsey and perhaps a Darius Slay, guys that are veterans that know ball intellectually. So allow them to help out there. But you know, I don't think the Steelers necessarily get confused with like motions or anything. I just think sometimes they're just getting beat athletically due to the age sometimes of their defense. You know, I just think sometimes they're not able to keep up sometimes. And when you get those motions and you get them sprinting around, I think sometimes that gets them, which it gets a lot of people. So, I mean, not just because the Steelers are, you know, averaging 26 years of age and one of the older teams defensively in the league. So, you know, it is what it is. But again, I think they're fine. I think they'll be okay. They just got to utilize some of what we are talking about and some of what they did last week and mix it with some new stuff this week. Definitely. Steelers in prime time against the Dolphins in Miami. Vice McDaniels. Challenger, we've had three primetime games in 4 weeks. Yeah, we played the Bengals, the Pack, and now the Chargers. Yep, that'll be 3 out of 4. And yeah, that was it. So 3 out of 4. That's the only three they've had this season. Then they will have um, the next later game will be against Buffalo at 4:25. Then the game I'm going to of the kids will be December 15th. That'll be an 8:15 start. Then Detroit is a 4:25 start, but that is a away game in Detroit on December 21st. Then they come back after Christmas and they play a 1 p.m. start against the Browns. The Baltimore game, though, guys, may get flexed, just to warn you, depending on how Baltimore does. And also the Detroit game, that'll stay. Yeah, and the Baltimore game at the end of the year might get flexed too. Or, well, it's to be announced, to be determined. So that'll probably be a night game. Tom says they suck too. Do you know the last time we won a night game? No, I don't know exactly, man. I don't keep track of all that stuff sometimes. Magic, do you know? 4:15 here. I like 4:15, 4:25. 4:25 is when they start, usually, for those mid-afternoon games. Devin Burkett, what do you say? Sorry, man, I took down your comment. All right, guys, make sure you're liking, sharing, subscribing, hype button, and all that good shit, man, here on Mike Drop Sports and the show Steel City Live. Don't forget tomorrow, pregame show here on Mike Drop Sports. We will be diving in. We will give you all the inactives, all the actives. We will give you every detail you need and go over some of the stuff in terms of what we think the Steelers should do tomorrow. Again, I think it's going to be a turnover battle tomorrow. The Chargers they're -4 in the turnover margin, guys. Definitely -4 is not good, considering the Steelers are +9 in the turnover margin right now through 9 weeks of the season, heading into week 10. That's not good, and the Steelers could take advantage of that. And again, Justin Herbert has been sacked 28 times. He's thrown 8 interceptions. Again, you looked at Daniel Jones last week. He had thrown 3 interceptions. He had only been sacked 9 times for the whole year. Uh, Now, you're comparing this a little bit. There's opportunity here. There, Sean, you coming on tomorrow, Sean? I did text you, man. I told you I probably wouldn't see it until I was done, though. The Chargers online are struggling. I hope the Steelers defense plays lights out. Me too, buddy. I hope you come on tomorrow for us and we'll bullshit and have fun and joke around and do all our fun shit. McDaniels will probably be fired by the time we play Miami. Maybe. I don't know, man. They're one of those shitty franchises that don't know how to keep anybody either. The first sign of trouble, they fire everybody. He may be out of fuel being so far from Miami. Tom Ford. Like it was said, though, if the Steelers win, it's worth it. Yeah, no doubt. Daniel Warman. My Bungles have an ass kicking coming next week, especially if the Steelers lose tomorrow. Bless you all. Yeah, they do play the Bengals next week. Who do they play this week? Are they on a bye this week, Daniel? Their bye should be coming up in Cincinnati. Unless they might already had it. I think it's coming up. Sean says he is coming on. All right. Thank you, man. Awesome. Good. All right, guys. Sean is going to come on tomorrow. Some of you that are new, you may not know Sean, but he has been on the channel 1,000,001 times, so he's an OG here. He'll come on and bullshit football with us and have a good time, and we'll dive into a lot tomorrow. Sean and I, pregame Steelers, Chargers. Tomorrow's a Sunday, so it'll be about an 8 p.m. start, right? Or 8:20 p.m., 8:15 p.m. So let me see, 8:20. So we'll figure out a good time, maybe like a 6 or 7, 6:30 maybe. We'll see. Probably 6, I think, is a good time. I like 6 o'clock. You guys know we're on at 6 when we're on. We're usually on at 6. Devin also says we do need our get back from the bungholes, but we truly need revenge versus the Ratbirds from last year. Daniel says they're on a bye, so the Bengals are on a bye, so they have a chance to get healthy. And what else, guys? This is going to be a problem to the Steelers for next week. The Steelers are going to come into a game that they already had lost the original game against and gave up a shit ton of points. And the Bengals now have 2 weeks to prepare for one team, and that's the Pittsburgh Steelers. And the Steelers are going to be coming off of a highly pivotal, highly emotional AFC conference challenge as they go and play an AFC West opponent and the Chargers in prime time in a monster, massive game between two playoff teams right now. So yes, that's going to play into the Bengals' favor, man. So right now, as it sits, that's scary for me. That's singing 0-2 against the Bengals this year, and that's going to suck, man. That's going to suck if that happens. But shit happens. Stranger shit has happened. the Steelers might be all right. Also, guys, I want to dive into a little bit of the special teams for the Chargers. They've had some issues, guys, and yeah, they have a great kicker, Cameron Dicker. Lights out, guys. Lights out. 20 of 21 field goal attempts. One of the great kickers right now. One of the great young kickers right now in the National Football League. Cameron Dicker is a true, kicker, man. A franchise type kicker, and he's definitely one of the guys you want in those big money situations. 20 of 21 here in 2025. Definitely the kicking battle will be a good one. The Boz versus the Dicker. Let's see if the Boz can put the Dicker in the dirt. That's what we'll see hopefully on Sunday night, that the Boz wins that matchup head to head. But when you look at the Chargers and snapping the football on special teams, they've had some real issues. Not only have they had issues snapping the football on special teams, but they've also given up a punt return to the Tennessee Titans. And that wasn't so long ago. So yeah, we'll see. But they also, too, that defense, they can get after people. Like I said, they got some ball players, man. They got Henley, the linebacker, who has 3 sacks, 0 forced fumbles, 1 interception, 30 solo tackles. He's a team leader there on the defensive side of the football. They have a former Baltimore Raven and Odafe, the edge rusher. He's accounted for 4 sacks, 12 pass pressures. And then there's safety, 15 solo tackles for Jefferson, 0 forced fumbles, 2 interceptions, 4 passes defended. So they definitely can get after it defensively. But you saw the Titans be able to run the ball effectively. They just went away from it. They only rushed the ball 10 times, but they gave up almost 10 yards of carry. Or no, not 10 yards of carry, 56 yards, I believe, on those 10 carries. So sorry, not 10 yards of carry, but yeah. So that definitely could be something the Steelers take advantage of. And that's why I say, yeah, I feel like they could get to Aaron Rodgers. And I think, yeah, Broderick's going to have a little bit of an issue, a little bit of a challenge. But I think they can also run the football effectively. Gainwell and Warren have to have a big, big game, guys. I'm telling you. I think that is the key for the Steelers on Sunday night. Not only this, I think if you're able to run the ball effectively, keep the defense off the field. Keep them healthy for next week to play the Bengals in Pittsburgh. Keep them off the field. Keep them a little bit healthy. Keep them fresh. And allow the run game to work. I think that gets the Steelers out of a West Coast game in prime time in the easiest fashion possible. That's what I think. That's why I say your mind state from Mike Tomlin tomorrow night. Yeah, you want to throw the ball. You have Aaron Rodgers, but run the fucking ball. Run the ball. Run the damn ball. I'm gonna keep saying it, man. Sean says the boss is the bank. He's nothing but money. Yes, Santa Claus got it all, man. We are going to make an original song. Maybe I can have J Hook make us an original song. Here comes Santa Claus. Here comes Santa Claus. Right down Santa Claus Lane. Man, I love it. I love it. It's catchy. It's catchy. Not only this, but I'm stealing kids' Halloween candy right now. Uh, any more likes and shares, though, would be greatly appreciated. Likes, shares, subscribes. Don't forget, we have a super chat goal out there. Thank you to JD for hooking us up with 2 of those already tonight. We appreciate that. Black Magic says, run the damn ball, bro. Run the damn ball. Catnip. Santa Claus, baby. I'm telling you. He always delivers the package, man. That's why I said, if he can just beat down Cameron Dicker and put him in the dirt. Dude, I think we need like shirts and shit around Christmas time with Boz with a Santa beard and a hat, kicking the ball. Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus. Sorry, guys. I tried to sneak a peanut M&M, and I think about choked. Damn. Shit. Woo. Damn. All right, guys. So tomorrow, again, Sean is going to join us. We went over some of that tonight and what I think. We didn't break it down. We don't got hours, and I'm not going to sit on here for hours. So I broke it down the best I could. I gave you the stats for all the offensive players. I told you their key players defensively. I told you where their holes were offensively and what the Steelers perhaps can do defensively in order to counteract the big arm of Justin Herbert and his 220 completions this year. Um, we talked about that. We also talked about the Steelers' offense and what they need to do: run the ball. It's super simple Sunday night for me. Super simple. I'll have more for you tomorrow about the Steeler offense against that Charger defense. But again, running the ball has to be the priority. Damn, guys, I am choking. It was just a little piece of a peanut. It was like a piece of shrapnel that broke off. And I was like, oh, I'll eat that real quick. But yeah, I'm paying the price. Damn. All right, guys, we're going to bounce up out of here. Everybody seems to be done in the chat. We appreciate that. Again, guys, we want to share the show, man. We've been trying to set a goal of 30 shares every night, and we're trying to hit 100 likes. Tonight's a little bit slower. This isn't our normal night we're usually on, but we've been doing really good this week. We picked up subscribers. We're almost at 5,000. We are about to hit 4,700. We only needed 10 more or 11 more to hit 4,700. So let's get that. Mine too, Tom. Mine too. Definitely. Um, but let's get that. Let's get to that 4,700 mark by tomorrow when we're done with the show. I know we can do that. I will give you my score predictions tomorrow. I will tell you who I think will win, who I think will lose, and we'll talk about the ramifications of a win or loss for the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Chargers. Both teams in the playoff hunt. Currently, the Chargers second in the division behind the Broncos, and the Broncos have a pretty commanding lead, 8-2 right now for the Denver Broncos as they lead the division. The Chiefs are third with a 5-4 record, and the Chargers sit right there in the middle, 6-3, facing a 5-3 Pittsburgh Steelers team leading the AFC North right now. So we'll see. We will dive in. We'll have graphics of the AFC North, all the teams inside of the AFC North tomorrow, and their records, where the Steelers sit after the day's events, and see how everything shakes out. We'll have that for the AFC West also. We will have the AFC conference graphics up on the screen ready for dissection tomorrow. We will be loaded out tomorrow, and it will be a fabulous show. Not only that, Sean will be joining me tomorrow. So Sean hasn't been with us for a little bit, but we are going to see the return of Sean, and we are going to have a damn good show tomorrow. So I'm going to go try not to choke, and I'm going to go get a big bottle of water and get the shit out of my throat. And we're going to be back tomorrow with a banger show tomorrow, guys. So tomorrow, I am putting a call out there to all of you right now. And if you're not watching this now, watch it once it uploads, hopefully, and you see this call to action. Tomorrow, I want everybody to, every social media that you have, once the live show's posted, I'll post it early. That way you can share it all day long if you want to. But I ask that every social media account that you have, I want you to share the show onto that social media. I would love it and appreciate it if you did that. Also, I want everybody to just, soon as you see the show posted, go on there and you can hit the like button right away. Get those likes up early, man. Get them hopping, man. And also, there's a hype button now. I want you guys to hit that. And let's make tomorrow's show an absolute banger and take this shit over tomorrow. Because, you know, there's a lot of people that do Steelers shows. There will be a lot of places to choose from. But we want everybody to have the best time and have their voice heard right here on Mike Drop Sports, because this is the only place that your voice is heard all the time, no matter what. It's right here on Mike Drop. So thank you. Thank you, JDC, man. Thank you, Black. Thank you. Good night, Tom. All right, guys, we are going to bounce up out of here as I leave you with our theme music here on Mike Drop Sports and the show Steel City Live. So until tomorrow, I'm Jason. This is Mike Drop Sports. Peace.
Power takes an approach, has a
back block, and that's
He's a guy that throws his body around.
Mic Drop Sports. Steel City Live.